blank. This is 1.5 by 1.5 by 2.5. So this is a hybrid. So I got a little bit of wood down on the end of it, and then the rest of it is resin and has some nice gold flake in it too. So first thing I did is take a Forstner bit and flush up the end. That does a really nice job to give you a nice flat surface, and it gives you a hole in the center for the drill bit. So the drill bit for this one is a 29/64. And what we're going to do, unlike doing a bottle stopper, we're actually going to drill into the resin just a little bit. So I took my time, just kind of went in little bits until I just barely popped through the resin. And I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera there, but here in just a second, I can see it. You can see it turns white as soon as it hits the resin. It has a little white spot on it. So that's when you know you've gone into the resin. So after that, I went ahead and I'm going to put an insert in this. I'm going to turn this just like I would a bottle stopper. We're going to take the insert out afterwards, but I put a little bit of hot glue on it, pressed the insert in, and screwed it right onto the mandrel. Help support the companies that support our community. Hot glue set up for a couple of minutes and then tighten it down, and we'll bring the tailstock up. And the first thing I'm going to do is get the corners knocked off, and I'm just going to use a spindle gouge for that, just to knock off the corners, and then we'll switch over to the negative rake. So everything pretty much is the same as turning a bottle stopper on this. Like I said, we're going to take that insert out here at the end, but it's pretty much the same. So I used the Easy Rougher for the wood part down there, and you'll be able to see it a little better when we come around the other side. But I'm just making a little flat spot on it right up against the mandrel. And then we'll take the Easy Wood, the #1 hollower, and I have a negative rake cutter on this. And we'll go ahead and start shaping this. So Alan Stratton and I started a Christmas ornament challenge about 14 years ago, and it is still going on. And so we are proud to be sponsoring it, one of the sponsors this year. Niles is giving away some prizes and gift certificates. So it runs from beginning November till the end of November. I will put links down below in the description where you can submit your ornaments. So last year I think there were 415 entries, which is really nice. It has grown quite a bit since we started it years ago. So you turn an ornament, and it can be any medium. It doesn't have to be a hanging ornament. So there, you can check out all the details over there. Just the link is down below in the description. So there's that little flat spot I turned, and I'm taking the Easy Wood detailer and putting a few grooves in it, and those are the threads of this. We're making a light bulb. So this is a three-way collab, kind of. The other two guys don't know we're collabing until right now, but Twisted Oak he does light bulbs like this. He does a hybrid light bulbs, and I saw the video. He did it a couple of years ago, and it's really cool. And then Tim Yoder last year did a honeycomb blank, and he put a light inside of it, and it just looked awesome. So I took the hybrid from Twisted Oak and the light bulb idea from Tim, and I'm combining the two of them together. So I made a couple of these. You can see them at the very end. So I pulled the tailstock away, and I just need to get out. I'm working on getting out that little teeny point there in the center. And once I pulled the tailstock away, it's kind of got a little bit of a wobble to it, but we're going to bring tailstock back up with a little piece of wood there just to stabilize it, and then I'll actually turn that piece of wood down and we'll get it all cleaned up and start sanding this thing. So the two blanks I've done so far have like a little bit of a blue tint to it. I'm going to do another one here next week, and it's more clear with the gold in it. So we're doing a live show on Wednesday the 30th, and Jake Thompson, Mark Branch, and Rebecca DeGroot, we're all doing Christmas ornaments. I will put a link down below in the description to that as well. So it's going to be a Zoom, and you'll be able to watch it on YouTube, and be able to ask questions and everything. So it should be fun. We're all going to be doing it, turning an ornament or making an ornament at the same time. So I just got it shaped. We'll go ahead and start sanding it. So what I did is I ran all the way through from 180 all the way up to 600 with the grits, and then we'll get some Pins Plus put on this. So with the Pins Plus, you apply it with the lathe off. Just kind of wipe it around, get it all coated, and then turn the lathe on. Crank it up to about 1700 RPM and just polish it up. You can see when it starts to get the gloss on it. I ended up putting 5 coats on this, and it dries in about 10 seconds. So you can see it starting to shine a little bit there. Just keep putting a little bit on. Coated in those threads there. And just kind of buff it up, and you can see the finish start to gloss up. And this stuff you can build it up. It's a friction polish, so you can put as many coats as you want on, or as few. So it's really starting to shine there. And I put on a few more after this. Once it dried, I let it set up for, it dries in about 10 seconds, but I let it set up for about 15 just because I don't know, fingerprints or anything. So we got that brass insert in there, and how are we going to get that out? We're going to heat up the mandrel there. So we're just going to heat up the threads just a little bit. It didn't take much, and I'm going to thread it right back onto there, and it warms up that hot glue, and the insert pops right out. Just like that. And that hole is perfect for the little lights I got. So I took a little bit of CA glue and dripped it down, just a few drops, dripped it down inside, so that when the light's off, you can't really see that white spot. It's really white because the drill bit busts through there. So a little bit of CA glue, just swirl it around a little bit, and it kind of disappears until the light comes on. As soon as the light comes on, you can see it. And then after that, I just put a little dot of CA glue on and press the light in. There we go, it's all done, and I put a little S hook on it, so it's lit up right there. Might be hard to see. I'll put a picture of it, but you turn a little thing and it shuts it off just like that. So super fun little project. It's just like turning a bottle stopper. The only difference is you take the insert out at the end. So heating the little threads up there, it doesn't take much, and it releases that hot glue, and then you can go ahead and put your lights in. But if you did want to make a bottle stopper look like that, minus the light, you could do that too, leave the insert in there, and those were really cool around Christmas time. So super fun little project. So I will put a link down below for the Christmas Ornament Challenge. Like I said, Ellen and I started doing that years ago. It's been about 14 years, I think, and every year it gets bigger and bigger. Last year there were 440 over 400 entries into it. And this year we are one of the sponsors, so we're giving away coupon codes and prizes for the winners. All right, so go check that out. I'll put a link down below in the description. And we're also doing, Easy Wood is doing a Christmas ornament challenge. We're doing a live Zoom. So it's me, Jake Thompson, Rebecca DeGroot, and Mark Branch. We're all making Christmas ornaments at the same time. It's a Zoom, so they're going to be jumping back and forth from people, but there'll be a link down below to the YouTube channel so you can go on and watch and ask questions. So I hope to see you there, and that is next week. I believe it's next Wednesday. Have all the details down below in the description. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and everybody have a great weekend.